So I actually was on Twitter just following a bunch of agencies I admire, and one of them was Carrot Creative because they had a very loud and audacious CEO. His name's Mike Germano. And he always had like a point of view that was like super pointed, contentious at times, but was picking fights with big ass agencies. So I took a day off of work to like visit Carrot and submit my application in person, only to find out that they were like at the time an 8-person company in a studio space in Brooklyn.
Wow.
So that was an amazing experience and kind of like took the veil off my eyes, being like, oh, like marketing, advertising, etc. doesn't need to be done by just like your top shops like Ogilvy or RGA or 72 Sunny or like any of the shops that you guys have probably know of and seen work coming from. And so began my kind of 8-month path of getting hired, because at the time Carrot was a startup. They were 4 years old.
Oh, okay.
And they didn't have a lot of money, and they were working client to client, and they were basically a production shop for many big agencies because Carrot only did web development and only did social media. So fast forward 8 months, I got brought on as a lead producer. So what we call producers at Carrot are traditionally known as project managers in other agencies. But they do everything from budgeting and resourcing to writing a scope and budget and like communicating effective deliverables between teams. So I was number 9 in the room, which is cool. And you fast forward 6 years now, and we're 200 people located in Brooklyn and in Los Angeles. And my current role is the president. So like I'm responsible for everything that kind of exits these doors from a creative point of view through a profitability point of view.
Right. That's amazing.
Awesome.
Wow, 8 to 200. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's been a rocket ship of a ride.
Yeah, sure. Then you guys were bought by Vice in 2013, right?
Correct.
Like, why was Carrot Creative like recognized by Vice?
So Vice was a client of ours for a very long time, but I think ever since I joined, we were regularly getting offers from WPP, from IPG, from Havas, and NBC to be acquired. And with each of these kind of requests for purchase, they're like, oh, we want you to be our social agency, or we want you to like target our millennial audience and be like the cool creative folk. And like that just didn't resonate with the founders, Mike and Chris. It didn't resonate with the management team. It just seemed like a cop out. It wasn't exciting. It seemed like, okay, cool, they get acquired, you get paid, and that's it. So we were doing work with Vice for a long time, particularly a project called the Creators Project that was sponsored by Intel. And what we were able to do with Intel was fantastic. So at the time, we had done this like really interesting, innovative at the time type of project, and all through the while, our CEO had met the management team over at Vice, Andrew Crichton and Shane Smith and Sarush Albi, and they all kind of became like these bravado, a lot of like angst, a lot of like wanting to change the world, right? Like since the first day I started at Carrot, Mike has always kind of started the week with like, we are going to take over the world, we are going to change the face of media, and like we are going to bring brands to a level that they have never been to before. Like we build digital experiences for the brands that want to work with them. So if you go to new brand extensions, so someone like H&M will go to Vice and they'll say, hey, we want to do an activation at Coachella, what should we do? And it's like, cool, well, let's make a catwalk and turn it into like a GIFable experience, and then it not only be hosted at Coachella, but hosted in the top 5 markets around the United States, so that like an experience can actually be inclusive rather than just exclusive at like an event.
Yeah. For like the staff of you guys have, I was like looking online and you have like so many people who work for the company. How is that broken up into? Do you have like people who like come up with the ideas, who like pitch the plans, and then people who like So like, how does that all run?
Sure. So Carrot is made up of 5 different clusters. And so cluster 1 is growth. And within growth, you have account management, PR, and new business. Within strategy, you've got strategy services. You've got engagement, which is community management. And you've got analytics. In creative, you have creative services. You've got design, and you've got studio. In technology, you have development, user experience, and QA. And then operations, you have project management, you have people and culture, which is our HR team, and you have IT. So those are like 5 clusters, and the simplest way that we can communicate what we do on behalf of our clients are that we plan, we create, and we grow. So we plan for your product launches or your brand campaigns. We then create them, manage them. So we we look in real time to say, hey, the performance of this piece is not doing as well as we possibly expected. What can we do? Go back to the planning phase to make sure that we're creating things that are better. So in what we want to communicate to our clients is it's not just like 3 to 6 months of work and then we put it out there and it just does what it does. We want to create feedback loops. A little bit of sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. So then what type of clients do you have? Like, do you have like a set, so like 10 clients that you represent or have, and then, or is just like random different clients come in all the time asking for help?
So random clients come in and ask for help all the time, but we believe in the power of saying no.
Mm-hmm.
So we really only want to work with brands that we buy or represent us.
Right.
So
Okay.
right now we're actively engaged with Target. We work with Rolex. We work with a bunch of Unilever brands. So Unilever is a CPG brand that owns a ton of things like Dove Men. We work with Dove Men. We work with Tresemme. We work with Suave. We work with Cartoon Network and Adult Swim. I guess if you break it down, we work in retail vertical. We work in CPG. And we work in entertainment quite a bunch. And we're always trying to do as much as we can with the smallest amount of clients, if that makes sense. So instead of trying to keep 25 people happy, we want to keep like 10 people extremely happy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Investing in us.
Yeah.
How would you describe the style and like the culture of the agency?
So I'm a firm believer that the culture is made up of the people in which we hire and attract. So demographically, we're made up of folks who are from 18 to 50. We've hired some folks who went the way of not going to school and have like basically taken upon themselves to be incredible technologists, and they're kind of our younger subset, all the way through like our creative team, which happens to be more of our experienced or older team, because we want to make sure that our creative thinking is thorough. The big idea can still exist to be born out of our work with our clients. The culture is it's, how can I describe it in a word? It is loud. It is so one thing that we ask everybody to do is to respectfully yet honestly be themselves. And what that means is like show up like a professional each and every day, but be you. If you're quirky and you love like, I don't know, succulents, and like make sure that your desk is decorated in succulents that makes you happy.
Yeah.
If you want to bring your dog to work, like bring your dog to work.
Really?
So, yeah. 3 core tenets for Carrot's culture and what we look for in everybody is for them to personify hustle, team, and adventure. So, like, hustle can be defined whatever that means to the two of you. For me, it means ambition, like never settle, right? Team, I look at as at high tide, all boats rise. So like when it gets tough, let's make sure that our teammates know like what they can do to really like pull through for you. I'm a big believer in empathy. Like it's really easy for me to say like, oh, we're gonna concept a campaign for you in 2 weeks, but I'm not the guy concepting it. Like I'm the guy facilitating that. So for our creative team to understand like what they're up against for the next 2 weeks really requires someone who's been there, that's done that. And then adventure is just like, for me, it's always like redefining who we are and what we want to do. I like to say that the agency for me is very much a muse, like an artist has a muse. So I observe the culture and I observe the people.
Yeah.
Muse, it's a mentor. We kind of constantly looking at the makeup of our agency and seeing how it can help us move forward in a way that we see best and the way that's going to be most valuable for our clients.
Yeah. I saw, I think on your Instagram that, like, you had employees, like, take a number out of a hat and then you switch everyone's desks around or, like, where they sit around to, like, enhance creativity. I just thought that was really cool and, like, a really good point.
Yeah, so we're growing, right? So we're like 200 people, and we're moving to a new space in January of 2017.
Oh, cool.
So at the current point, it's getting a little tight around here. And so we found out that, particularly on the account team, there was some people who joined that couldn't sit with the account team. So they're like, oh, I've got to sit with the engagement team. And our CEO, Mike, was like, that's kind of fucked up. Like, feel like a company, not a group of people made up of different teams. So his answer to that was like, even himself to like not have an office anymore, to throw a number in a hat, pick it out, and now I'm like in the corner, like somewhere like no one can find me.
In general, I don't know if this is a stupid question, but I know that you guys are an a digital like agency. So what exactly is it that you do for companies? So like I know like I looked online, you guys did something from Malala. So do you like design websites? Like do you like?
Yep. So we build websites each and every day. We build mobile apps. So we built the Vice News app. We've built quite a few other apps. We built the Adult Swim emoji keyboard. So what we do is we try to make sure we marry like a brand purpose or brand problem with like creativity and technology. So however that manifests itself, you see on the internet. So like when Cartoon Network was relaunching the Powerpuff Girls for the first time in 20 years, we created a Powerpuff Yourself avatar generator. And that was what we launched to say the Powerpuff Girls are back out differently. So we bill out an account. So we bill out an account team. We bill out a project management team. We bill out strategy. So like what the strategy team it does is they distill the problems of our clients and they manifest them into creative briefs. And then our creative team will answer that creative brief with what they feel to be the best way to solve that challenge, as validated by the account team and strategy team, and backed by the insights of our analytics team.
So I guess just like one last question. I know like
For sure.
It was until 7. So obviously you're expanding further. Is Cara Creative's goal to be on Madison Avenue?
No.
No, not at all.
I think if we went to Madison Avenue, we would not fit in.
No.
No. So we're located in Dumbo, Brooklyn.
Oh, cool.
And so the agency started in Hamden, Connecticut, because one of the two founders went to Quinnipiac.
Oh.
And so he started Carrot as a way to get fake credits for an internship. So like, they did an internship, they started a company. It was like a fake company for a while. They serviced like a few florists and the doctor's offices and like wherever Quinnipiac is. But then like 2 years into it, they're like, okay, well, this is like, we're not making money, but we can make a good run at it. So they moved to, at the time, was Dumbo, which was just full of artists' loft spaces. So Dumbo's been great to us. As far as expansion for Carrot, we successfully expanded to LA, but it's within the 4 walls of the Vice office. So I'm not sure. I mean, depends on what our clients or our partners need. I'm not sure we'll expand outside of like the Vice footprint, which is in 35 countries worldwide. And the only reason I say that is because it allows us free overhead. We're able to like pop up as like a small of a team or as big of a team as we need in that specific area. So.
Is it?
Yeah, I think
That's it?
so.
Did you guys get what you needed?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. If there's like more questions, I can follow up an email and
Okay.
like I'm pretty attached to this damn phone, so we can figure that out. Hopefully it was helpful.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for doing this,
sure.
for taking the time out of your day to answer our questions. Getting there.
Cool. Well, study tonight so you can go out tomorrow.
Yes.
Tuesdays are so big.
For
Yeah,
sure.
they are.
They definitely are. Thank you.
No problem. You guys
Thank
have a
you
great
so
night.
much.
Thank you,
You
too.
too. Thank you.
Take care.